story about a man named Felix, straight out of the old school, here to reveal the facts.
Yo, hold up, what's the 411 on this cat? He's a cop watcher, a truth teller, laying it all bare, shining a light on injustice, showing he just don't care about their intimidation tactics, their twisted up lies. He's got a camera in their face, watching with his own eye. Going down the street in my hoopty, feeling the bass, see them blue and reds flashing, all up in my space. Another traffic stop, another power trap display. License and registration is all they ever say, but I know my rights, see I ain't no fool. They wanna play games, but I'm keeping my cool. I don't answer questions, that's my opening line. Got them frustrated, messing with their whole design. They pull me over, flashing lights so bright, asking dumb questions, trying to start a fight. Are you a sovereign citizen? With a smirk and a sneer. Fuck you, I'm not a cop, is all they're gonna hear. Got my camera rolling, every move they make, for every crooked copper, for goodness sake. This is for the people who've been pushed around. John Felix on the scene, holding it down. Talk about officer safety, a tired old excuse for violating liberties and all kinds of abuse. They think that badge gives them a right to be the king, but we the people pay the salary and we're the ones who sing the song of freedom, the anthem of the just, exposing that corruption in the system we don't trust. From illegal searches to tyrannical demands, I stand my ground firmly with the law in my hand. They pull me over, flashing lights so bright, asking dumb questions, trying to start a fight. Are you a sovereign citizen? With a smirk and a sneer. Fuck you, I'm not a cop, is all they're gonna hear. Got my camera rolling, every move they make, for every crooked copper, for goodness sake. This is for the people who've been pushed around. John Felix on the scene, holding it down. They talk of lies, this ain't no game. Know your amendments, speak their name. The first, the fourth, the fifth, that's the trifecta. Protects you from the goons who wanna disrespect you. They might have the weapons, they might have the crew, but knowledge is power, me and you, we know it's true. So next time you see him with that arrogant swagger, remember John Felix, the lyrical dagger. Peace to the auditors, the watchers in the street, keeping the pressure on, can't be beat. Fuck you, I'm not a cop, it's all they're gonna hear. Got my camera rolling, every move they make, for every crooked copper, for goodness sake. They talk of people who've been pushed around. John Felix on the scene, holding it down. They pull me over, flashing lights so bright, asking dumb questions, trying to start a fight. Are you a sovereign citizen? With a smirk and a sneer. Fuck you, I'm not a cop, is all they're gonna hear. Got my camera rolling, every move they make, for every crooked copper, for goodness sake. This is for the people who've been pushed around. John Felix on the scene, holding it down.
Longest song ever. Still waiting for Johnny.
Holding it down. Word to the wise, this ain't no game. Know your amendments, speak their name. The first, the fourth, the fifth, that's the trifecta. Protect you from the goons who wanna disrespect ya. They might have the weapons, they might have the crew, but knowledge is power, me and you, we know it's true. True, next time you see them, that arrogant swagger, remember John Felix, the lyrical dagger. Peace to the auditors, the watchers in the street, keeping the pressure on, can't be beat. But don't make yours too. Yo, drop the beat. Let me tell you a story about a man named Felix, straight out of the old school, here to reveal the facts.
Yo, hold up, what's the 411 on this cat? He's a cop watcher, a truth teller, laying it all bare, shining a light on injustice, showing he just don't care about their intimidation tactics, their twisted up lies. He's got a camera in their face, watching with his own eye, going down the...
Very special moment for me. I'm glad I can share it with all the fans. I'm sorry, sorry you all couldn't be here with me, and I'm sorry you all won't be able to be here for the next step, but we're going to video the whole thing, the whole wedding. I'll let you guys know when it's going to be. I'm thinking about a year from now. We'll see about this time next year. We're going to be on a beautiful white sand beach like this, but you know, it's a very special day. I'm glad we could have Mrs. F.A.P.A. come here with us. The official reveal of Mrs. F.A.P.A. right here. We're excited to have her. You know, she's huge behind the scenes. She does everything for me. You know, I couldn't ask for a better person to be here on this journey with me and, you know, provide me with such happiness and everything that I'm not. You know, she's here. She's a hard worker, and she's part of the F.A.P.A. team for sure, now forever, without a doubt. So thank you very much. You want to show them? You want to show them the ring? Here, put it up like this. That is beautiful. Well, thank you very much, guys, for being here on our special moment. You know, we're going to take the rest of the time, take the rest of the weekend here and spend it with Mrs. F.A.P.A. You know, we'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.
What's up, everybody? What is up, everybody? How are you? It's good to see you. I'm having a boomer moment here. I tried emailing him the link. Now I'm texting him the link, so he should be up here in a second. In the meantime, let's play a little video of one of Johnny F.A.P.A.'s biggest fans here. Where'd it go? Here it is. Some subscriber made this for me, and I think it's great while we're waiting for Johnny F.A.P.A. I totally agree with Direct D, man. I have to say, in this live stream, I know he doesn't like Johnny F.A.P.A., but I gotta say, I agree with him right here.
Well, looks like the internet's full of a bunch of fucking brain-dead cowards.
I completely agree with Direct D, man. He nails it in this video. I mean, he nails it. Dead on perfect in this video.
Yeah, I'm not a good person at all, for sure. Yeah. I'm a convicted felon, loser. I have an interesting stream planned for you guys. I have a guest that I'm gonna talk to. I'm gonna try to get somebody up here. I'm not gonna tell you who. It's gonna be like a little surprise. Do I look like a fucking bitch? I'm a loser, baby, so why don't you kill me? I'm an asshole. I'm a loser myself. I'm a petty person and vindictive. Yeah, I've tried to cancel people, so I'm not a good I'm not a good person. Well, looks like the internet's full of a bunch of fucking brain-dead cowards.
I'm emailing him the link, so. Perfect. All right, Johnny, I've emailed it to you, and I've texted it to you.
Yeah, I'm not a good person at all, for sure. Yeah. I'm a convicted felon, loser. Well,
how do you disagree with any of that, guys? You disagree with any of that? How can you disagree with any of that? All right. Meanwhile, still having a boomer moment here. Is it still not working? Brum, bum, 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 brum, bum, 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 brum, bum, 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 bum. What are you confused about? That was one of that's Direct D, and he hates Johnny F.A.P.A. because he doesn't like the way he exercises the First Amendment. His feelings are hurt. I don't know if he's gay. I mean, there we go. Johnny's here. All right, everybody. Get ready for the one and only. The guy who's on a generational run. Mr. Johnny F.A.P.A.
Mr. Felix, how are we doing?
Hey, real quick. You know this song, Johnny? Might be
I've heard it before.
Happy birthday to you. That's the Beatles version. I don't want to get copyrighted, so happy birthday.
Well, thank you very much.
Birthday, right?
Yes, sir, it is. Yes, sir,
happy birthday. Happy St. Patty's Day. Do you drink alcohol?
I used to. I don't anymore, but I got something stronger, man. I got myself a triple shot of espresso, gonna keep me going for the rest of the night. So
Right on, bro. I don't drink either. Once I turned 21, I don't know why. I had no reason. Like people are like, "What? Did you have an alcohol problem?" I go, "No, I don't know. It's too strong, dude. Alcohol is really strong."
yeah, I used to drink a little bit here and there, but I don't drink much anymore. My tolerance is way too low. I'll take a shot or have one beer, and I get college girl wasted from that. So
So thank you for coming on.
absolutely, thank you for having me. It's great to be seen. It's great to be here on a big platform like this. Thank you very much.
Where are you from?
I'm from Oxford, Massachusetts originally. I usually say Boston in my videos, as the fans know, but I'm from Oxford. Saying that, most people recognize Boston a lot easier. They hear Boston, they understand. When you think of New York, you think of New York City. When you think of Massachusetts, you think of Boston usually.
So that's a suburb. That's a suburb.
Yeah, it's a Worcester suburb. So it's a small.
You mean Worcestershire?
Yeah, Worcestershire, however you wanna pronounce it.
How does that word turn into Worcester? Like Worcester is Woostr. That's spelled Worcestershire, like the sauce, right?
It's close. It's close to that, but yeah, no, I don't know, man. They got their own set of rules on how they speak out there in their own dialect, so it's all messed up out there.
I get the whole suburb thing because I say I'm from Cleveland, Ohio, but I'm really from a 10 minutes out in a place called Willowick, which sounds so lame, dude. So
Right.
I get it. You're what? You're turning 24 today, I'm guessing?
Turned 24 today, yes, sir.
So you're in the prime. You have so much more potential to go.
Man, everybody's, I'm in the prime, man. I'm just excited to be here, man. I'm if I could feel like this for the next 20 years, I'm hoping I can get another, 20, 30 years out of this prime. But I'd say I'm feeling the best I've ever felt before. Absolutely.
What did you do before YouTube?
I worked plenty of things. I did plenty of things. I started off as everybody does. I worked at, some small jobs. I delivered pizzas and I worked at fast food places, and I started working sales and stuff like that. I'm real good with people. I'm a real good talker. So I worked with sales and insurance for a couple of years, and I had my own business. I ran my own business for a little bit. I did construction and stuff like that. And, couple things here and there, not too much.
You're still young. You're still
absolutely.
very young.
Absolutely.
What got you into? Were you a constitutionalist? Well, how did you discover this genre, so to speak?
Well, honestly, I watched a lot of videos, and I knew a lot of people that went through some crazy stuff with dealing with the police and stuff like that. I knew some friends, I knew some people that were doing some crazier stuff, and people's lack of knowledge seem to really get themselves in a lot more trouble with the people around me than I feel that they could have gotten into. And it's really my life motto has really been like, knowledge is power my whole life. So it just learn as much as you can, as much as you go. And with the law, it was something very, very close to that. It's knowledge is power with the law. So if you don't know your rights, unfortunately, it's you don't have them in this country. So I started looking up stuff, and got into these videos and went down a rabbit hole, so to say.
Who was the first person you saw? Do you remember?
It was Am Against the Press. Am Against the Press. AP, Mr. AP. I started watching him for a long time. He was funny. I got a lot of the humor out of him. And I watched Delete Laws as well. And when I would watch Delete Laws, it was quite a contrast between AP and Delete Laws himself. So I would watch AP for the funny, and Delete Laws, I would watch him and say, "Oh my goodness, man, that's crazy. Like I don't know if I could do it quite like that, like quite with that attitude." And it's just awesome how he does it too.
It's funny you bring that up, because the way you do it is kind of a hybrid between Am Against It and some of the more cop watcher channels.
Right. Yeah, I would say so. I would say I'm kind of in the middle on the between those two sets of people.
What do you say about the haters who say you're not an auditor, blah blah blah? Because auditor means like is a blanket term. It's basically anyone exercising their First Amendment right. So, before you answer, you handle the haters much better than I do. You laugh them off. You welcome it. I can't stand them. I can't stand their lies. I can't stand their gaslighting. I can't stand that they think they're the chosen one and they get to decide how everyone else exercises their First Amendment. Tell me how you handle it and how you
Hey,
handle
man,
it so well.
guess what? The haters, the people that you're talking about, the people that disagree, they're the loudest ones in the comments. They're the ones leaving the most comments, spending definitely the most time watching, rewatching, replaying, getting so amped up in their own head. It's the same people that are freaking out. It's like they can't get out of their own head. They can't get their eyes off the screen. So, I mean, I love it. You're a number one fan. I love you. I would never tell you to leave. I'd never tell you to stop commenting. I love it when you guys are here. If you disagree, I'm open to all disagreements. And that's how I've improved over my time of doing this. Because criticism one way or another, it depends on how you take it, whether or not it's constructive. So even if it's whether or not it's to how I do it, where I'm doing it, this is how I've taken these points of criticism and their truths in them and their lies in them. And, you just got to sort them out, man. But I love the haters, bro. I absolutely love the haters. They're awesome, man. They're awesome. Number one fans.
What about when they lie, dude? Does that piss you off?
I mean, first of all, it depends on what they're lying about. when you have haters that lie and just straight up say that it's illegal or they it's against whatever laws to do what we're doing, that can be easily disproven. If you're going to lie about me and my personal life, you can lie and say whatever you want. The people that matter to me already know what the truth is. It doesn't matter to me what the hell you have to say. I know what the truth is. And I mean, you guys are in the comments. So again, thanks for being here. Thanks for dropping a comment. That's
right.
it.
They lie and gaslight, and then they like double down and triple down. And like, for instance, you and I have both debated Fraud or Troll. You absolutely destroyed him, but then he claims victory. I absolutely destroyed him. He literally said that he would get a walking license if the government told him to get a walking license. They're like, there's nothing he wouldn't let the government do to him and his family.
I saw the clip. I saw that clip, and that's it's crazy. That's just
crazy. It is crazy. And then a homeboy
mindset coming from Canada, that's for sure.
Exactly. Like, again, he brought up the fact that he beat me in a debate and I immediately doxed him. Well, the thing was, he came on faceless, just like he did with you. Faceless, nameless, claimed he was born in New York. He literally commits fraud and has committed fraud against his own audience for years on end, and calls us frauds.
Like, I don't know about any fraud that he's trying to do. I really don't pay attention to his channel all that much. So I don't know about any fraud that he's doing or anything like that. But, as it's just funny, man. It's funny. He says, I've seen the clips. My people send me the clips all the time of him saying like, oh, I show my face now, so why don't you have another debate? It's like, well, what more is there to debate about whether or not what I'm doing is okay or legal or not? It's like, oh, you want to talk about editing clips? It's like I saw the clip of the one that he tried to rerun that really backfired on him from his own audience in his last live, saying, talking about how I should have went up and done all this crazy stuff in this guy's business instead of just telling him to go and mind his own business. So it's just funny. It's
funny. It's funny you bring that up, because that one time, like, your video, you're out there doing your thing, and some psychopath guy's like attacking his girlfriend, and you were there to record it. So right. Even when you're there, you're in the right place at the right time to record a crime and possibly get some psychopath off the street. Then they move the goalposts and say, "Look at him doing nothing." Like,
it's like can't win. I couldn't win. I would not win, and you never will with the people that want to disagree with you. This is why I don't care. This is why I don't care what they have to say at the end of the day, because whether or not they disagree, if they're gonna tell me to leave people alone and not talk to people, and then still get upset when I respond to people when I'm just sitting there on the sidewalk doing nothing and saying nothing. But then if I sit there and do nothing and say nothing, just keep a camera on him, then it's like, oh, why didn't you go and attack him? Why didn't you go and chase him down? It's like, I'm not going to win that situation. There is no win for me in that situation. The only win I had was having that guy backing me up and, just standing ground, man, and staying right there and just keeping the camera on him and being ready. That's it.
Do you know if anything happened to that guy?
I don't. Ohio is very hard to reach out with as far as, their communications with police departments and stuff like that. They're not very good at all. So
yeah,
I know. So it's kind of unfortunate. I've had some instances that I've tried to track down with them, but they are very hard to reach, very hard to get to care. And, so I don't know. Nothing that I know right now has happened to that guy.
Where also they like to say, instead of, why don't you try to educate and explain? But the thing is, when people walk up to you and they say, and you try to explain it to them, they immediately completely block that out, pretend like you didn't say exactly what you said, can't comprehend that people have rights, and then start attacking you anyway. So it's like you're wasting your breath.
It really does seem to be that I do waste my breath a lot of the time. It's like, it's so funny. It really is. That's one of the funnier parts to me. When they ask me what I'm doing, I tell them, or I ask them whether or not they support the Constitution. 99% of the time I get the yes. After that, it's okay. So I'm exercising the First Amendment right to record in public, and I see how people react. I see if people respect our rights or not. And then they say, okay, yeah, I understand that, but why are you doing it? As if I didn't just explain to you word for word, exactly like these haters want me to do, exactly like the haters want me to do. I just explained to you word for word exactly what I'm doing. And as if I didn't say any words, you're going to say, okay, yes, I understand, but why are you doing it? That's the biggest.
I just told you why. I just told you why.
With this whole thing, it's hilarious.
The bottom line is their feelings are hurt, and I think a lot of the hate you get from like Frauder to Troll and Direct Dummy is because you're actually making money and you're on a generational run, which I think is great. I'm a capitalist. This is America. If you can find a niche or a way to make some money and put some money towards your retirement, you do it, dude. You're not hurting anyone. As a matter of fact, you're the one getting hurt. You're the one risking your freedom. So what's wrong with that exactly? Other than they're jealous.
Exactly.
They're jealous.
It's pay or not. It's like it's really not at this point. At this point for me, it's really not even about the views. It really is like I love going to do what I do. I love having the freedom that it creates for me to travel around the country, to meet as many people as I do, with as many smiles as I do, as many fans that come up to me all the time. People, people reaching out, sending $5 for super chat all the time, like Polyglocks we have here. Thank you. First of all, thank you for coming in, everybody. But it's just great. Walking around, being like this. It's close to, it's akin to being a movie star out here. It's awesome. So if I have to deal with people attacking me, and I do try. I'll be honest. When I first started this a couple years ago, almost 3 years ago, like 2.5 years ago at this point, I definitely did it a lot different. I didn't give any explanation. I gave a lot more people a lot harder of a time. And, now I'm definitely moved, or I would say that I'm moved more in the direction of educating and just actually, really exercising, just baseline exercising the First Amendment right to record in public and just seeing how people react. I'm not going to give you a hard time. If you don't talk to me, I'm not talking to you. I'm just standing on the sidewalk. So it's really as basic as it gets with that,
So I say about 80% of Americans are ignorant and 20% are minded like us. When you there must be a lot of editing you do. And in general, overall, would you say that ratio is about right? About 8 out of 10 people are dumb and the other 2 are like, what's up, bro? It's all good. I get it. Or would you think the ratio?
I would say 8 out of 10 are dumb about it. 1 out of 10 is, hey, what's up? What's going on? How's it going? And the other one is just like a look and it just a weird walk away. It's a weird time. It's a weird time out here. But the reason why, you know, that there isn't a better time to do what we do is because the fact that it is so weird. And still, even today in 2026, like with the amount of cameras and security and flock cameras that there are everywhere, it's like with these people and these police officers, as although that number is getting smaller too, that don't know what's going on, so to say, with the First Amendment. But, you know, as far as the people not knowing, it's like, if you really believe, if the entire society believes that that is not legal and you can't do that, we basically lose the right to do so. We essentially lose the right to do so. So, you know, with how weird people think it is, it's really crazy that it just shouldn't be. It really shouldn't be.
Before First Amendment auditing even started, well, before it got big, we were like this close to, because look, everyone thinks it's illegal. Almost everyone. And the majority of people are uncomfortable with it. So if we never came around, at what point would have been like, when First Amendment first started, a cop would just walk up and smack your camera right out of your face or smack you in the face. And people say we're not making any progress, but we didn't get here. There is no golden hammer, no one fell swoop. They incrementally took our rights away, slowly but surely. So we have to incrementally get them back. And this has been a slow, incremental movement. And a lot of people can't do what we have done because of their job or risking their freedom. People don't understand that you're putting your freedom on the line, and your freedom's been taken from you a couple of times, even though you've never committed a crime against anyone.
Absolutely. Yeah. 6 times. 6 times I've been arrested. And, you know, it's just crazy. You know, even the people that, you know, the recent video that I put out about Liberty Troll and how he defended himself by hitting that dude in the face. First of all, I think like one of my top 3 moments of all time. I don't know if you saw that video, Mr. Felix, or not, but dude, absolutely, that was hilarious. First of all, but even then, it's like this dude, whether or not he's old or not, if he was a spring chicken or not, it doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter. This guy ran up to him. First of all, recorded him back first before he attacked this dude and put his hands on him. Recorded him back, and was all upset and still wanted to call the police. But then after that, he came up, he put his hands on him. Zach had to punch him to get him off of him. And then people are still in these comments saying like, oh, this is a travesty. This is craziness. It's like, oh, why did you touch him? Like, dude, this guy came up to me crazily and came and put his hands on me. If Zach was sitting on the sidewalk and he went up and just chased this guy into the parking lot and started swiping at him, the cop would have tackled him and put him in the back of the car, no questions asked. And then people were saying, like, I agree with Zach. I think it was cool that he didn't press charges that day because of the guy's apology. But if that happened to him, if the shoe was on the other foot, that guy wouldn't have done the same thing. He would have pressed as hard as he could have for Zach to go to jail for as long as he could have, because just for using his phone. It wouldn't have mattered. So that, you know, it's crazy. It's crazy to see the defenses that people can come up with. And actually,
you don't get to touch people. You don't get to get up in their space. You don't get to threaten to unalive them. But the haters hate us so much that they skip over the part where they're coming after you. They skip over the part where they're attacking you. They skip over the part where they threaten to unalive you, and go right to your response. Even the insults, they come at you first. Always they come at you first, and they'd say we're not allowed to respond. Like, what kind of crap is this?
I know, it's insane. It's insane. It doesn't matter. And then even if you just say nothing and you stay silent and you just do about your business, that's a problem too. Doesn't matter. You can't stay silent. So it doesn't matter. You just want to disagree, and that's why I love the people that disagree, because it doesn't matter what I do. It does not matter what I do. I could just stand there and say, you know, I love water. I love breathing and I love drinking water. And if I don't explain why I have the camera there still, it's like, nope, you're still the asshole. That's it. That's it.
And the hypocrisy of the people, like, they are the fact that they don't care, that the government is literally up their ass with a camera, whether it's their TV listening to them, their phone, their Alexas, the Teslas out there, 8 million surveillance cameras. Now they're putting cameras on all the posts like they do in England. 4 million cameras in England. Last time I checked 20 years ago. We're turning into a surveillance police state, but Johnny F.A.P.A standing on the sidewalk with a cell phone. Now the world is falling down. The hypocrisy and the ignorance of that is astounding.
Yeah, and this is why I really like the idea of going to dispensaries too, because first of all, it adds that it adds the element of this was just legalized in a lot of these states that I'm going to either a handful of years ago or anywhere from 10 to 2 or 3 years ago, sometimes, that these states just legalized these dispensaries. And when you walk into these dispensaries, whether it's recreational or medical or whatever, you have to hand your ID, you have to hand your medical ID, whatever it is, and they scan it. You're in 1,000 cameras. It's cameras galore in those buildings, inside and out. And it's like, you're gonna freak out at me. You're gonna freak out at me on the sidewalk because I'm holding a phone. Really? Really?
And they're probably in a database too, because just because it's legal in the States, it's still a crime federally. And when you try to fill out a firearms form, if you put that on there, technically you're not allowed to own a gun anymore. So there's a lot of stuff that still needs to be explored with the dispensaries and the law and federal law, and it needs to just be a recreational freedom all the way around. So my next question is, a lot of people think, to me, I always thought it was just a gimmick and a catchphrase, but when you say stick around for more from the best of the best, blah, 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 what you say, and I've actually had people say, this guy's arrogant, he thinks he's the best, and I always say, I think that's just an act. So when you came to Audipalooza, the person who actually told me that, I go, now that you've met Johnny, you don't think that anymore, do you? And he goes, no, man, I was totally wrong about that. So can you kind of give a little explanation about that?
Yeah, of course. I mean, look, that's another one of those things. If that pisses you off, man, I guess I'm just pushing all the right buttons for you. Then I guess you're just going to have to hit subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. But again, that's just part of the stick, man. I still pay homage to all the OGs. I'm there taking pictures with them. If you guys were at Audipalooza, there were some fans there. You guys know, you guys saw me. I was fanboying out a little bit, taking pictures with Mr. F.A.P.A, taking pictures with Long Island Audit, everybody else that was there. It's like, man, I'm not the best. I may be the best in some forms, and best is subjective anyways. Best is up to you guys. Best is up to the fans. I mean, I think I'm the best at everything. Sure. Cool. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at the end of the day.
Catchphrase. It's a catchphrase.
Exactly.
Okay. What'd you think of Audipalooza?
Oh, no, it was fun, man. It was fun. I'm really looking forward to this coming years. We're gonna team up with Long Island Audit. We're gonna get it done, man. We're gonna get it done.
I would like for someone else to do it, honestly, man. And if you and Long Island do it, just invite me, please.
Absolutely.
So another thing they're ragging us about is we gave out awards. So you met Larry Downs Jr., the owner of that property, right?
Yep. He's a really good guy. Really
super
awesome.
Patriot. Super patriot, right? And the guy let us use his venue for free, and he holds events there 2-3 times a year, New Year's Eve. And he likes to give out awards. The whole thing about giving out awards was his idea. So I said, bro, you're giving us this venue for free. You like awards? Let's do awards. And we literally just go in the back shed and flip coins. It's not like a serious thing. And they act like it's, oh my God, you're giving each other awards. Oh my God, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. For the record, most entertaining, still here, still got it. Absolutely.
Most creative.
Most creative by creating the own awards that you give out to you. It's like to get upset about something like that. It's like, come on, man.
We're basically having an auditor barbecue, and they lose their minds over the auditor barbecue.
I mean, I can't imagine they would do anything else with us just standing on the sidewalk with how bent out of shape they get and how much they lose their minds over us just standing there, man. If we stand there in a group together, oh, geez, I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine. I'm sure they might have had, some of them might have had a stroke and had to go to the hospital or something. I'm not sure. So I hope not, but.
So let's, do you mind running through the arrests? Like, what was the first arrest?
Oh boy, first arrest. All right, first arrest was Mr. Sean Middleton here in New Wellington, South Carolina. Not where I'm at right now, but right down the road here. That was the one. That was the one that really put me on the map, where I got arrested 3 times in the town hall there, and he put me in cuffs, took me out, put me back in cuffs, took me back out again, and the rest was history from there. It brought up some crazy stuff in other situations and other fields in his life for sure, and mine as well. So,
did you end up? What was the outcome of all that?
Well, I'll be honest with you. So that was 2 weeks. I think that was like my 4th time going out to actually video in public. I think that was my 4th time ever going out. So I was pretty new with it. And I kind of had more so of the arrogance about me. I wanted to do everything myself. I was studying everything I could. I handled all my own lawsuits. I carried myself through court. I defended myself, everything like that, and never had a problem with anything like that. But I had some clerical issues with the paperwork, with my lawsuits and everything like that. And I missed my deadline, and they dismissed it. And then I ran out on statute of limitations last September. So
but that's okay, dude. I don't know if
but
you saw
we got more on the plate now, man. We got more to deal with now, and even more corrupt city and corrupt town that I'm dealing with now. So it's we got more to worry about. It is what it is.
So I don't know if you saw what I've learned from playing pool video, but you have to take some losses to get your wins. That's how you learn. The only person that doesn't lose is the one that doesn't try.
Absolutely.
Okay.
This is constructive criticism. That's exactly.
And also, even though you didn't win in court, I'm sure you can still hear me. Even though you didn't win in court, that guy lost that day. His credibility was shot. You showed him for who he is, and you did good. And yeah.
Well, I really do appreciate that. Sorry, I'm just trying to get my charger set up here. But yeah, it is what it is. It was a learning experience for all of us. There were things that I have learned now from then that I am absolutely so glad that I went through the situation how I did and handled it how I did then. Because if I did the same now in Tupelo, Mississippi, I would be dead. I would be hung. And this is something that's going to be coming out in a more later to come update with a business that I'm going to be coming out with here, and a plan that's going to be huge in this industry and across every industry that has to do with knowledge and people's rights and stuff like that. So that's going to be soon to come out. But
so you're working on a project.
Oh, absolutely, man. Always working on a project.
All right, so first arrest, okay, you embarrassed the guy, you made a complete fool of himself, you had some technicalities in court because the court system's not made for black and white, easy to read, it should be that way, but they make it that way so average people can't go in there and defend themselves. That way you have to use a third party. So let's move on to your second arrest. Tell me about that.
Well, that was in Allendale, South Carolina. That was the second chief that arrested me in the post office there. And man, when that happened, when I heard, I kind of knew the arrest was coming that day just with his attitude. But once I heard it was another chief there, I was, oh my goodness, I was thinking I was going to be coined like the chief killer or something like that. It was crazy going through my mind when I was getting arrested by him. But and after that,
what was the details? Sorry to cut you off. What was the details? Where were you? Why did you get arrested? What was the charge?
The charge was disorderly conduct, and I think and trespassing, disorderly conduct and trespassing. And that was the one, man, throwing it back a long time. But that was the one where the guy came up to me in my face and was like, call me dumb again, because he called me a smart ass. So I said, I'd rather be a smart ass than a dumbass. That's for sure. And he said, go ahead, call me dumb again. So I just sat there and looked at him, well, because I knew the cops were already on the way. So I wasn't trying to actually be the cause of the problem. And man, the way, so being, that was my disorderly conduct right there, saying I would rather be a smart ass than a dumbass. And
your free speech was disorderly. Got it.
Oh yeah, you're very disorderly, extremely disorderly. Not getting up in people's faces and telling them you want, essentially saying you want to fight or whatever. But yeah, me saying that I'd rather be a smart ass than a dumbass is.
No, what happened with those charges?
Oh goodness, sorry about that.
That's okay. What kind of dog you got?
It's a little Chihuahua, man. She barks way too much. She barks way too much. A little 5-pound Chihuahua. I think she's.
I have a Chihuahua named Paco.
Yeah, she thinks she's as big as my 100-pound pit bull. So she's.
So she's great. Second arrest, disorderly trespass. Did that go to court?
Yeah, so that did go to court, and that was my first one to actually go to court. So that I was the most excited for that one at that time. That one I got to defend myself and got to cross-examine the chief about the whole arrest and everything like that. And you know, they tried to get me on, you know, just saying that I would rather be a smartass than a dumbass, and said, you know, just my presence there was disturbing the peace and everything like that. And you know, getting to be, this is why I really wanted to do this, because I wanted to be a lawyer when I was a kid. And I just didn't really like school. I'll be honest. School wasn't really my thing. So, you know, having this opportunity, being in the courtroom, man, I have plenty of hours in the courtroom. I've defended myself. I love it. I love it. That is like the most fun aspect to me, to be honest.
What was the verdict there?
Oh, I got found not guilty on everything. You know, the judge adjudicated in my favor. Nothing happened.
Was that a bench trial or a jury trial?
That was bench trial.
Was it with prejudice or without?
That was,
can they recharge you?
No. I think it was with prejudice. So I don't think they can open that back up. But that's past the statute of limitations, anyways.
So you didn't sue for that one?
No, I did not sue for that one, because
all right,
with how they were trying to get me on that, with the wording of that and everything. Yeah,
that's, hey, bro, it's your life, man. I'm not putting you down. I'm just asking. So third arrest. Let's go to the third arrest.
Third arrest. I think that was one in Georgia. That was in front of the Marine recruiter's office in Georgia. Now this is something that I wouldn't do ever again, to be honest. I was inside of like a shopping plaza, like inside of the actual plaza, but I was on the sidewalk, like outside of the businesses that, you know, go around. But I just wouldn't go there, like inside an actual plaza again, even though I was outside, not in the businesses at all. But the lady called the cops, freaking out. She was so bent out of shape. She was talking on 911, talking with the dispatcher, and the dispatcher asked her, like, how tall is he? And she was outside. She said, how tall are you? And I told her 6'8", and she was like, he's 6'8", and I'm 5'10". I'm
7'3".
I'm way off of 6'8".
I'm Chamberlain.
So she's Chamberlain. So bent out of shape, she doesn't even realize I'm not anywhere close to 6'8". So funny, man. And
you were arrested?
Yeah, I did get arrested, and they actually threw that. That was for disorderly conduct and trespassing as well. That seemed to be the two catch-all charges that they were really trying to get to stick. But they threw that away before it even got to court. So, and that one, again, I kind of just took that one and ran with it, because I was like, yeah, I don't know how much, I don't want to push it. Like, I was in the shopping plaza there. So I was like, man, I was just glad to be let out of that one, to be honest.
Have you, before I ask this every single time, have you sued, done a 42 USC on any of the arrests yet?
Yes. So the first one, and so just the first one, that was like my biggest one. And I just let this lapse, and I've been really trying to figure it out and see if I can get a lawyer to take care of them. But with the civil part, it's really hard for a lawyer to take care of it. So this one in Tupelo, Mississippi, man, now that I've really gotten the stick down on it, on how to do it, on how I feel the perfect textbook definition of how to do the First Amendment auditing, you know, whether you think it's orthodox or not, where I'm standing. But now that I got that down, with what they're going to read on paper out loud in the courtroom, how that's going to look, there is going to be nothing that can be said, because immediately, as soon as that cop came up, I didn't speak any more words. After he grabbed a hold of me, I invoked my Fifth Amendment right, and there I stayed silent. And I'm sorry?
That was your latest arrest, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
That was the latest one that I was talking about. But
let's go to number 4. What was the fourth time?
So the fourth time was in Columbia. That was in a post office in Columbia, South Carolina. I actually just showed a little clip of that on my Facebook, if you guys are following me on Facebook. Yeah, that one was a crazy one where the postmaster came through and everything like that. I saw a couple videos afterwards that some other auditors did going to that same exact spot, which is pretty cool, to be honest.
And what was the charge there?
That was, again, disorderly conduct and trespassing, man. just disorderly conduct and trespassing. And there were 3 out of my first 4 were in South Carolina. So it was so easy to just defend myself. I carried the same notebook, the same folders of papers, because I was charged with the same statute 3 times in a row. So it was literally the easiest thing. I had my whole everything down. It was like, so I could really be a lawyer. If you got some trespassing charges, if you got some disorderly conduct charges in South Carolina, let me know, because I got it down pat now.
Did that one go to court?
Yeah, that one did go to court. That one was a fun one too, because I had the postmaster in there. They hired 2 different attorneys for that one. So that I had a whole team of attorneys going after me. I had to cross-examine the both of the cops that dealt with me that day, brought them both in, cross-examined another witness that they brought in, and the postmaster. So that one was really, really cool. Spent hours in the courtroom. That was like a 6 or 7 hour day, to be honest, there. And that one got found not guilty, never been found guilty of anything. So that was
that a bench trial or jury trial?
That was a bench trial. I've never had a jury trial.
And you did that pro se also?
Yep.
And you won?
Yep.
That was number 4.
That was number 4.
Okay. Jesus Christ. Okay. Number 5.
Number 5.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. You were about to say something.
Was in Massachusetts. That was in where
is that the one where the guy came out of his car, walked like 250 yards around a big snowbank, threatened to take your life, and almost got hit by a car himself?
Yeah, we're on an icy, snowy road. He comes out, feels, absolutely brazen and bold enough to come up to me and start attacking me on the sidewalk, backs me up, and I spray him. And this is, again, another one of these things where I take constructive criticism from the people that watch my videos, fans or haters. It doesn't matter, because this is another one of those things that I just wouldn't do again, because another call it a rookie mistake, if you will, but when the cops came up to me after that, when I sprayed him and he backed up and he called the cops and everything like that, when the cops came up and said, "Did you do this?" I invoked my 5th Amendment rights there. What I should have done was show him the video right away. I probably wouldn't have had to take the arrest that day. But, I defended myself there. Again, I dealt with that one for a long time because I was dealing with felony charges there. I was dealing with 2 different felony charges. So I was dealing with 2 felony charges and a misdemeanor. So
what were the charges?
The felonies were assault and battery with a deadly weapon on somebody over 60. So pretty serious charges. I was facing, max like 15 years, but so pretty serious.
Didn't you actually show them the video before you were taken away?
I was. Before I was taken away, I got to show them while I was sitting in the back of the car. But, I mean, obviously not true. But what they said was, "Oh, you're already in cuffs, so it's too late. We can't take you out." Obviously, I know that's not true. It's like the most ridiculous thing I had ever heard up until that point. But
so they saw this scumbag get out of his car, go all the way around a snowbank, threaten to literally take your life from you, and they still arrest you because they don't like that you're standing on the sidewalk with your cell phone.
Yep. Even after seeing, I understand that I didn't give the evidence right away and didn't just start.
Your job. It's their job to get the evidence. It's not your job to do. Oh my God.
Exactly. So, again, one of those things, if I knew then what I know now, I probably would have just done it. Probably would have just given it to him. I wouldn't have had to deal with that day. It is what it is. Another one of those things. It's a live and learn situation, man. That's it.
So you weren't wrong. You're just saying maybe next time I'll change my tactics up so I don't have to take the ride to jail. No one should have to take it. And the people that say if you don't get arrested, you're not a real auditor, you're a random nobody in the comment section. You go do it. Show us how it's done, and then you can talk. So what ended up happening? Your charge. You said it went on for a long time. Tell us the details about that, because that one was real, man. That was serious.
Yeah, that one was scary, and that one was one of the ones that really made me think about getting a lawyer, but I still held off on that one. You know, because
Even
that
with
one
felonies, even with felonies, you didn't get a lawyer. Oh my God! See,
even with felony.
you're braver than me, bro. But go ahead.
But yeah, so you know, it was a couple frames that saved me too, because you know, it was pretty close. It was pretty close by the time he was already swinging. He had hit my hand, and then I had sprayed him. But man, it was close. It was close by a couple frames, but I
So
knew
what?
I had it. So they charged me with those charges and disorderly conduct as well. Um, but you know, we went to court and I explained to them. I said, first of all, you're charging me like on two different parts of the same statute, trying to make it two different charges, so it doesn't really make sense there. Whatever, that's fine. So and then, you know, with the charges, with what they were, I was gonna let it play out because I had my evidence. I had everything I needed to. I had been studying for a long time, and you know, they put it under a basically a stet agreement saying that if I didn't get into any more trouble for, I think it was like 9 months it went on after that, then they would drop it, which is kind of the most ridiculous thing ever. It's like, how am I any less guilty in 9 months from now if I don't get into any more trouble than I am right now? Like, how am I any less guilty then or more guilty? That how does that even work? How does that make sense? But
They want to punish you because they don't like what we do. That's
exactly,
the bottom line.
they're just trying to keep me on the hook and have me, you know, dangling by a thread, basically saying like, if you so much as walk outside of a crosswalk, we're gonna send the cops after you. We're gonna get, and you know, it is what it is, man.
And
so,
that was, what city was that?
That was in Ayer, Massachusetts. Ayer, Massachusetts.
Where's the worst region you've been to?
Honestly, I would say the most recent one that I dealt with in Tupelo, Mississippi. That Mississippi in a total, the places that I've been to, I didn't even get out to Jackson and the major cities. I just went to some small spots, and man, it is terrible. It is terrible out there.
Mississippi, huh? I hear Mississippi, Louisiana are really, really bad.
And with how I heard it from you guys, from the fans. I get the suggestions where to go from the fans, so let me know in the comments if you have some places that you want me to go. But people were telling me for a long time that in Mississippi, it is not a place that you want to go. They don't tread lightly around there, and you know, I wanted to try it for my own taste, you know, give it a go myself. And sure enough, that was the second place that I had been to. And the first place actually went well. Funny enough, you know, they should have known it was in the same exact town that I went to the next day and got arrested at. So this guy should have already knew that I was coming around, or somebody was coming around doing what we do. And they still made the arrest. And I went out with my two friends, KCA and CTI, Central Tyrant Investigations and Kansas City Accountability. Man, those guys are awesome. Make sure you go check them out if you don't know who they are. But we went out together in Mississippi, and man, they're terrible. It was crazy. It's really unfortunate. It's really unfortunate. It's almost like you would believe that these times would have passed us by now with how they are acting with them, because they're black. So it's very different, and it's really sad that we deal with a different set of circumstances, even today in 2026, with the videos that they showed me with people just driving by and just absolutely, you know, letting it loose. So you can connect the dots there if you have to, but you know, it's just crazy. It's nuts, the people there.
If I'm not mistaken, you were just doing your typical sidewalk audit of a dispensary. They called the cops, and the cop just came up and grabbed you.
Yep. Basically no questions asked. And it's funny. So you know, as much as I wish I could release it, I have hired the #1 attorney in Mississippi rated in the last 2 years. So, and he has told me to not release the video that I've gotten. I have the video of his body cam that actually went into, you know, back into the police station and the jail when they booked me in and everything. And he admitted quite a lot. And you know, he knows, he even admitted it in the parking lot in the video that you guys saw, that he knew I had the right to record. And it's funny enough because you can see in the body cam and with the video that I took that as he was walking up, coming to knowingly arrest me, with how quick it happened, it had to have already been in his head. That was preconceived, premeditated. He already knew he was arresting me as soon as he came up.
Absolutely.
So when he was walking up, the other lady, I don't think she worked for the dispensary. I'm pretty sure she didn't. But the other lady that was there when he came up was recording with me on their property. So this is good. Like, there are so many things that are so wonky and wrong with this case that it is so solely based on hearsay and such a lack of evidence and, people, any witnesses, any people that were affected in a business, anything like that. I don't want to get into too many details on that just yet.
What were the charges?
So that they've changed quite a bit now. They have changed 2 different times now. I bonded out on what was criminal loitering and disruption of a business. So I think those are my 2 charges, and trespassing, I believe, and trespassing, I think. So it was either those 2 or 3 charges. I think it was only 2 though. But when I showed up to court within the following couple days, they changed the charges because criminal loitering was a charge that was it didn't even pass Senate. It got shot down in the Senate in 2025 and 2024, the 2 previous years. So it was a Senate bill that died in committee, didn't even get passed into legislation. So they weren't even they were trying to charge me with charges that didn't even exist. So I think the people figured that out and they needed to change it to something to try to make something stick. But now we're just dealing with disruption of a business and disorderly conduct, I believe. I think it's just disruption of a business and either trespassing or disorderly conduct. So
and those what, misdemeanors basically?
Yeah, they're misdemeanors. So I mean, I've dealt with worse before, but with how it was in the courtroom when I got there, I don't know if you've ever seen the movie My Cousin Vinny or not, but I love this reference. As much as I love the movie, to see it happen in real life is very, very scary. Because when I was there, I tried to explain to the judge that I couldn't really plead to the charges that I was just presented with at this very moment, literally the moment that he read them, because I had the receipt of me bonding out on 2 different charges than what he was trying to charge me with right there. So I'm like, I'm prepared for these charges here, and now you're giving me these charges here. So this makes no sense. How am I supposed to plead to these, guilty or not guilty, when I don't know, when this is just brought to my attention now?
You can't make an informed plea. You can't make an informed plea.
Well, try telling that to a Mississippi judge.
What do you have to say?
Well, he did not like that. So if you remember the movie, what he said to me was very alike to the movie and very akin to the movie. He asked me whether or not I knew what the word guilty meant, and obviously I said yes. He said, "Do you know what the word not guilty means?"
Oh, he's gaslighting you.
Yep. And he said, "Okay, perfect. I need you to choose one of those right now. Right now." And I was like, oh, okay. So I understood at that point that he was just looking and itching to put me in contempt of court, to hold me in contempt without question.
Yeah.
So obviously, I'm going to choose not guilty. Going to take it in court later. They tried to spin this sad sob story about how they received calls about their police officers' misconduct and unfortunate corrupt actions. Essentially, and they called the people that called to redress their government as they see fit and to ask them why the hell this is happening in their town and their surrounding towns. They called those people domestic terrorists for calling in and trying to see whether or not
to
redress their grievances to their government. And domestic terrorists. And then the chief, I think he was the chief of police there. He was getting all bent out of shape, all worked up, saying, he got 300,000 views on this video and then went live and got 175,000 views. And it's like, so he's doing this and we don't like these people in our town. And that's my First Amendment right. And how do you like that? And I just responded to him as I usually do. I said, thank you very much, man. We love it. I love when people join in on the activism. We need more people out here like you. And he did not like to hear that whatsoever. He did not want to hear that.
So he got the direct D fraud training. His feelings were hurt that people were seeing their corruption.
Yep. Yeah, pretty much. So my fault for putting it out there, not their fault for having it happen under their watch, training their police officers to do this. It was my fault. It was my fault for existing in that moment in time and then living to tell the story.
They can never be wrong about anything ever, ever. How did this happen in this country, dude? How?
It's crazy. It's crazy. It really is. Even just driving through, I don't know if you've ever been through Mississippi or not, but man, just driving through, it's like this place is really stuck in the times back in like the Elvis days. I was in Elvis's hometown, his birthplace in Tupelo, Mississippi, and it really just doesn't look or feel like it's moved from that time at all. And their attitudes absolutely reflect that 100%.
It's probably old families, old money, old good old boys. All the people that have taken all the government parasite positions know each other in some way, shape, or form. They probably all.
It's crazy. It's crazy too, because you say good old boys, and I believe you, and I agree with you. But this cop, first of all, in Mississippi, they go through a 12-week training program for their police officers. 12 weeks. When barbers go to school for 2 years, and 2 or 3 years to cut hair, but these people get a gun and a badge with 12 weeks of experience. This officer that arrested me, I believe he was only on the force for about 3 months. Before he's out there committing his first, good old boy actions of just no questions asked, immediately hands on to the people he feels are upsetting people on the sidewalk. It's just insane. It's insane.
It is insane.
Health is absolutely behind in the evolution, man. Absolutely is. Thank you for the super chat, by the way. Thank you very much. I just opened up the chat. I'm just able to see the chat now a couple minutes ago. So thank you very much, guys.
You're working on a project. You're on a generational run with the YouTube. Your channel's doing great. You're doing good financially. I
just hit 100K on Facebook yesterday.
Congratulations. I think it's great that you're doing this good at such a young age. Don't take it for granted. Don't look a gift horse in its mouth, is what I'll tell you there, because I don't know if you saw my video, but I was Mr. Big Shot restaurant owner in 2004, paid off my restaurant in 1 year, was making 8 G's a month, buying cars I just saw for cash, and then 4 hurricanes hit right in a row. So don't take it for granted. You're working on a project. What do you see happening, let's say, the next 5 years besides this project that is going to be a surprise? You're going to keep doing this thing? You're going to try other stuff?
Oh, you know what? Honestly, to be honest, with how fast it's grown in these 2 years, I'm hoping that I can take this next 2 years and make it exponentially more. And, with the traction I have right now, I feel like that's absolutely possible. And you know what? In the next 5 years, I couldn't tell you what that could hold. If something could come across my desk, and I would love to do what I'm doing now for as long as I could, and I'm going to keep doing it as long as I can. And if something comes across, like, some opportunity, I would love to get into some acting business. And, I'm starting to build my profile and everything like that, so I can get into some big acting opportunities and stuff like that, and use my social media presence as leverage into that and stuff like that. And we're gonna see where it goes, man. I'm just happy to be here and be living in the moment and have as good of fans as I do, and have all these people backing me, and it's amazing.
You're doing great, dude, and it was awesome meeting you at Autopalooza. Will you show that little thing, that awesome thing you brought to the event where everybody signed it?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Autopalooza 2025, man. We're gonna have an even bigger one for 2026, because we're gonna double the audience there and the attendance. But yeah, I know it's flipped for you guys, but everybody signed this. We got everybody that came, everybody that had a channel anyways. Some people that didn't signed it as well. But yeah, man, it just an awesome keepsake that I have here. I thought about giving it away for a while, but that's my first Autopalooza that I've been to. I know that was only like the second one. Is that the truth? Yeah. So next year's we're gonna give away to either a lucky fan or somebody else can take it home. But yeah, I love that thing, man. It stays up in my life.
You're gonna give that away, dude? That thing is awesome. I would never give that away.
Oh, no way, man. Yeah, I could definitely not for this one. Definitely not for
Make
this one.
Make a copy, man. Make a copy. Keep the original.
Yeah, no, I don't even know if I can copy it, man. You got to keep it the real thing, man.
I got to say, you took a gigantic risk. Besides all the auditing, all the arrests, the biggest risk you took is you just proposed to your girlfriend.
Absolutely. Yeah.
How long have you been together?
We've been together for like 3 years. And we lived together for the past 2. So, you know, we've been serious for a long time, and I've been doing well enough to where, you know, she was running behind the scenes as it was, and I would go out and travel on the road for a week or so, maybe 2 weeks at a time, and then come back. And she was working her job, but I said, you know, let's go travel together. Let's just come with me. She keeps the pace. She keeps the peace. She takes my mind off the work all the time, because if it was just me out there, I'd just be working all the time. I wouldn't be hanging out. I wouldn't be going to see cool stuff, and I definitely wouldn't be having as good of a time as I am, man. And what else can you ask for? What else can you ask for?
Does she help you with the channel?
She helps. She does more of like picking out the places that we're going, you know. So because me, I'm a fly by the seat of my pants kind of guy. I never know. I love the thrill of sleeping in a different city every night and not booking my hotel until 10 minutes before I go check in. So I love traveling like that. But there are downfalls to that. So she kind of keeps that in check, and she's
you balanced.
Yeah, exactly, man. Exactly. Absolutely.
Where did you meet?
We met in Massachusetts. We met through friends, but I worked for her dad. We worked in a construction company together for a while. So that's how I originally met her. And, you know, took an even bigger risk there, and was, you know, I was working for her dad at the time when we first met. So that's a huge risk right there. Garden State Accountability. Absolutely, man. Thank you for the $5, my brother. Thank you very much, man. Always giving them the people's bicep. Thank you for being here, my brother. Thank you very much.
All right, Johnny, is there anything I didn't ask or you want to tell the crowd?
Well, you know what? Man, I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be here with an OG like Mr. Felix, man. You know, what would you say? What would you say your biggest claim to fame is? I would say, me personally, my biggest thing. Like, didn't you not like coin the phrase "cop-splaining"? Like, did you not like?
I made it go viral.
Yeah.
A guy named Luck Foyers. This guy would literally be in he lived in a school bus, and this guy was just talking all this stuff about trust, and he created cop-splaining, and I used it in my video that got 20 million views. So I made it go viral. That, and then I Don't Answer Questions went viral, and I really think that that video I got with 20 million views, there was auditing way before that, years before that, but that really just kickstarted the movement. People could not believe that I would talk to a cop that way and use my First Amendment, because that's all you got. And people like at the pool hall, a guy came up to me, he goes, "You told a cop to go F his mom?" I go, "Well, he was stealing my money." I go, "What do you do to people that steal your money?" He goes, "Well, I shoot them." I go, "Well, I can't do that, can I?" So all I have left is my speech, because in a perfect world, we're not going to go there. Cop-splaining, I don't answer questions. And I really think the ID thing, I really introduced the fact that you don't have to ID at the whim of a cop. And more and more people now, even normies, are exercising that right.
Absolutely, man. And you know, this is going to be all steps that are going to come out in this project coming soon. Hope we're in the works. We're talking with the biggest people in this industry right now and in this space. So we're going to come up with something absolutely huge, and we're going to roll it out really soon. And it's going to be the biggest thing to ever crest the internet here. And we're excited, man. We're really excited. So, and this is, I would love to have you be a part of it, John. We're going to talk more about it later.
Sure.
You know, but yeah, man. So I'm just happy to be here. I just want to say thank you to everybody, man. Thank you again. You know, like we were talking about, this has been an absolutely crazy week. It's my birthday today. So, you know, I hit 100K on Facebook yesterday. We're about to hit 200K on YouTube. About to hit 250,000 on Instagram as well. Got to propose to Lauren, Mrs. F.A.P.A, the love of my life. We're going to be, you know, we made her officially Mrs. F.A.P.A. So, and it's largely in thanks to you guys, all the fans out here, all the supporters, all the people that put me on in the beginning. So I'm just ecstatic and thankful to be here and to be myself. You know, there are millions of people wake up in this country every day wishing they would be somebody else. Man, I'm just ecstatic here being myself and doing what I'm doing and just living the life I do. Absolutely.
And as you grow exponentially, you start upgrading that rock on her finger. You understand?
Oh, absolutely, man. Absolutely.
How about some babies? You looking to make some babies soon?
Oh boy, we got to take it one step at a time here, John. Come on now. Don't be.
You know that's the next question all of your parents and everyone's going to want to know.
Well, we're still young, man. We're still young.
Very young.
We gotta focus on the career because look, a huge again, even past that, even past all the fans, homage to my parents, man, because they were able to put themselves in a position to where they were able to spend a lot of the time with me, raising me as you know, in my childhood and being very present. And that's, I give that credit to the fact of where I am today and being the person that I am today, as you know, as educated and as likable as a person I am. I give the credit to them. So I want to be in the position to do that one day. So I got to set myself up. I got to set Mrs. F.A.P.A up too, and be in a position to where we can just be there and be present. So
I would say don't even think about it till you're like 30, man.
That's it. That sounds like a better number to me, John.
I didn't even get married till I was 41 years old. So, and really? I'm turning 50 next week.
Okay, all right. So when's your birthday? You said your birthday 24. Was the 24th.
24. Yeah.
That's exactly.
My best friend from Ohio is a Pisces, like you. So.
So let me ask you one last question, I guess now. What would you say? Would you have any tips for me for marriage before I get married here? Hopefully in the next year. Hopefully next March.
Well, I have, like, this room I'm in right now is my own room, and you have to understand when a guy needs to his own room, because like the book, women are from Venus, men are from Mars. Women want empathy. Guys like construction. They like to do their own thing. And my personal thing was, I don't like mixing the laundry up, because you mix it all up, you put it in there, socks get lost. But that's just personal stuff. You said you live in with her already. If you guys already live together and you get along and you don't argue a lot, just keep doing what you're doing, dude. You know what I mean?
I've never, honestly, in the last couple of years, I can't even remember maybe one argument ever. So it's been.
There's gonna be some, man. My wife and I get along very, very, very well. We've been together for 14 years now, and we've gotten into fights. But the thing is, after the fights are over, you're supposed to feel bad for fighting, and then you start apologizing, and then you make up and you do some make up love, and you move on. That's all there is to it. That's how you know you love each other.
That's it, man. That's it.
Johnny, I can't thank you enough for coming on, man.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate you having me on, man. It's always a pleasure talking. It was fantastic meeting you in Audipalooza. Lauren loves you too. We still talk about you every now and then. Every time.
Hi, Lauren. Thank you.
I'm gonna be traveling around. I love Florida, man. And when I get some property, I want to move. I want to be in Florida. So I know you live around there now. I believe so. We'll link up in the future, man. Florida is the most beautiful place on earth, man. So next time we come through, we'll have to link up and hit some videos.
Absolutely. Together. Absolutely, man. And I look forward to all your future endeavors, your project, your marriage, everything, dude. You're on a generational run. Bless you. Thank you for coming on. I cannot thank you enough, Johnny.
Absolutely, my man. It's been a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
All right, my brother.
Appreciate everybody here. Take it easy, my man. Mr. F.A.P.A, hit the people's bicep one more time before you go. Take it easy, my man. Thank you for having me. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Make sure. If you're not already, obviously, if you're here watching Mr. F.A.P.A.'s show, you are already subscribed to him. But if you're not already subscribed to me, make sure you go subscribe and turn on those bell notifications to never miss the latest and the greatest from the best of the best.
The best of the best.
We'll catch
right
you guys
on, brother. Thanks again.
Absolutely.
See you, my man. See you later. Bye. Right on, guys. That's a good kid, man. The haters gonna hate. They're jealous that he's doing good. They're jealous that he's on the generational run. They're mad because he's making decent money. They're mad because he's young. They're mad because he's got a young girlfriend, now wife, fiance. You can be mad, bro. Just cry in your little shed. Just keep on crying. Me, 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 me. Anyway, that's it. All right, signing off from the fattest of the fattest and the funniest of the most creative, award-winning YouTuber. Today was my first day on my new job. 7 in the morning until 5:30 at night. It was a long day. It's a job. I took it for the benefits, honestly, because I'm old now and I need benefits. I need medical and dental and vision. My sight's going. I can't remember people's names anymore. But all right, dude, I see you. Come on. Come on. Up. Up. There you go. You're just a lap dog, aren't you? All right, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to Johnny F.A.P.A, First Amendment Protection Agency. I'm sure you guys are all subscribed to him. If you're not, what the hell are you doing? Congrats on the wedding. Congrats on getting all your cases dismissed. I hope you bankrupt the next that Tupelo, Mississippi, and I hope you just keep going, man. And you're a success story, regardless of what the haters say. All right, all right. Much love, everybody. Thanks for coming, and that's it. I'll see you. Bye. Hey, you're not a French poodle, man. You're a mini asshole poodle. Okay?